Hello and welcome. An old grumpy Englishman like me has seen a lot, especially living in Isaan. I have seen monsoons that could drown a tractor and heat that could fry an egg on the bonnet of my old, perpetually annoyed Isuzu. However, it took a simple observation here to completely shatter my understanding of what seeing is believing. If you have ever felt something was off or that you were missing a piece of the puzzle, then this video is for you. Let me peel back the layers of perception together. Right, when I first pitched up in this corner of Thailand, I will admit my vision was clouded by preconceptions, by a lifetime of Western conditioning, and frankly by a stubborn belief that my way of seeing was the only way of seeing. I looked at Isaan and I saw what anyone would see: poverty, simplicity, a hard scrabble life of rice, rain and not much else. My gut feeling. This was the back of beyond, a place to be endured, not understood. We all do it, do we not? We jump to conclusions based on the single story we have been fed. The media shows you one thing: struggling farmers, drought. Your well-meaning friends tell you, ooh, it's the poor part. What's more, your brain, that lazy blighter, just nods and files it under pitiable. It is a dangerous trap, the single story. It paints over a masterpiece with a single dreary colour. Then you are forced to step off the beaten path. There is no other path for a start, and you start to notice things, contradictions. I remember it clearly. I was sat on my veranda, grumbling about the heat and the geckos conducting their nightly chorus on my ceiling. My neighbour, a chap called Chai, who had a smile that could disarm a bomb and about 6 teeth to his name, wandered over. He had just spent 12 hours in his field. He looked like he had been through a hedge backwards, then forwards again for good measure. Dirt under his nails, clothes caked in mud. The very picture of back-breaking labour. Then he handed me a mango. Not just any mango, a perfect, golden, sun-ripened mango from his tree, and he said in his broken Thai, that was still better than mine was, "For you." He had this look in his eyes. It was not the look of a tired poor man, it was a look of a king bestowing a gift upon a subject. A look of pure, unadulterated generosity, and in that moment, the entire narrative I had built in my head cracked. What I had seen as poverty was, in fact, a different kind of richness, the richness of a community that shares everything, where no one eats alone, where your success is my success. The resilience to face a drought one year and a flood the next, and still have the heart to laugh and share a bottle of questionable Lao whiskey with your grumpy foreign neighbour. This is the disparity. The surface appearance is one of lack. However, the underlying reality is one of profound abundance, just not the sort you can put in the bank. It is an abundance of time, of connection, of spirit. It is enough to make a cynical old sod like me feel, well, rather foolish. That, my friends, this is where your brain will betray you. It is called confirmation bias. You come to Isaan expecting to see hardship, and by Jove, you will see it everywhere. You will see the wooden houses and not the new motorbike parked underneath, not as a status symbol, but as a tool for the family. You will see the simple food and miss the complex, joyous social ritual sharing it. Then there is the observer expectancy effect. You the foreign observer with your expectations of what happiness should look like, a new car, a bigger television. You project that onto them. You see their life and think they must be miserable. However, they look at your life of traffic jams, deadlines and staring at a screen and they think he must be miserable. The question is, who is right? Prolonged exposure to this place forces a subtle but brutal shift in your personal perception. Your definition of success crumbles. Was it that corner office, or is it owning your time? Is it happiness as a permanent state of glee? On the other hand, is it contentment? A deep, unwavering knowledge that you are surrounded by family, that you have enough to eat, and that the land, for all its harshness, provides. It is deeply unsettling, yet liberating in introspection. So how do we mitigate these biases? How do we actually see what is in front of us instead of what we expect to be in front of us? First, suspend your judgment, that initial gut feeling. Acknowledge it and then politely tell it to shut up for a bit. It is really helpful. Second, get curious, not critical. Instead of thinking, why is their house so basic? Ask, how does this house function for their family? How does it keep them cool? You will learn about architecture, airflow and communal living in one go. Third, find the mango. Look at the acts of generosity, the hidden skills and the laughter that seems to come from nowhere. This is where true culture lives. It is not in the Instagrammable moment of a sunset over a temple. It is in the old woman expertly weaving a basket, a skill passed down through generations while she gossips with her friends. This is not just about Isaan, this is about your daily life. That colleague you have already decided is lazy, the neighbour you think is rude. How much of that is their reality and how much is a story you have written based on a few scraps of evidence? The ultimate takeaway in this, true understanding does not come from believing your eyes. It comes from challenging what your eyes report to your brain. It comes from seeking perspectives different from your own, both here in the rice fields of Thailand and back in your own hometown. It is about realizing that the world is infinitely more complex, more beautiful and more surprising than the lazy stories we tell ourselves about it. Therefore, the next time you find yourself somewhere new, or just even looking at a familiar face, I urge you, do not just look, see. Question the first story that pops into your head. Look for the mango. You might just find that the richest treasures are hidden in the plainest view. Now, if you will excuse me, this grumpy old Englishman has been philosophising for far too long. It is dangerously close to cheerfulness. I need to go and have a strong cup of tea and find something to complain about to restore the natural order of things. However, before I do, if this has rattled your cage even a little, do let me know in the comments below. Tell me about a time you misjudged something. On top of that, if you're feeling particularly brave, subscribe for more unsolicited grumpiness from the rice fields. Take care and goodbye.